The hearts of Philadelphia Eagle fans are beating out of their chests because that game should not have been that close. There is no reason that game should have came down to the way it did. There were some positives in this game. There was a great start to this game, but in totality, you cannot play like that against a bad subpar team, let alone a good team, if you expect to go far into a season and win big-time playoff games. Now, again, it's week 1. There's time to wipe off the rust. There's time to make corrections and get things on the same page. But holy crap, that was an ugly, ugly game. There is a lot that needs to be fixed. And look, man, every year in the NFL is a new opportunity. It's a new chance. It's a different team. It's a different season, different momentum. And the Philadelphia Eagles are in for a reality check if they do not wake up and correct these things. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They play in 4 days. They go up against the Minnesota Vikings on Thursday Night Football. If they don't correct some of the things that we saw here today, they're going to get their ass kicked. Simple as that. Man, I mean, I was very underwhelmed by this performance. I was very underwhelmed. I thought that there was a lot. There was a lot that I feel like we didn't see. We didn't get the opportunity to see. You literally jumped out in this game and had a 16-0 lead. You should have blew it out of the water. Instead, where they're, wiping sweat off our face, the fact of the matter is there's no reason, right? And Bill Belichick, and I got the notes here because I wanted to make sure I don't misquote this. I want to make sure I don't misquote this, okay? There's about 10, 11 minutes left in this game. And Bill Belichick, for some reason, the Patriots were down 8, I believe. I believe they were down 8. And Bill Belichick elected not to go for a field goal. They were inside the Eagles' 20. And I feel like Belichick thought the game was over. But little did he know, they end up coming back down the field. Then they end up going for it on a 4th and 8. And, who was it? Henry, wide open, a one-handed catch. The Eagles, I don't know what happened to this defense in the second half. They're leaving dudes wide open. It felt like all the momentum just got sucked right out of them at halftime. And I thought Sean Desai coached a really good first half. I don't know what they were doing in the second half. Maybe it accumulated from some injuries or whatever, but they could not get a lot of pressure on Mac Jones. And then, a 4th and 11, right? They end up converting or a 4th and 8 with 11 minutes left. Then it comes down to a 4th and 3, and the Eagles end up getting a stop. They turn it over. Okay, great. Fletcher Cox with a nice contribution kind of coming off the bench there. We'll talk about Jalen Carter, the rest of this defensive line. But Fletcher Cox with a couple really good plays back-to-back coming in. And then the Patriots end up storming down the field. And again, this Eagles team, it felt like I was watching Jonathan Gannon again. It felt like I was watching Jim Schwartz playing picket defense in the last couple minutes of a game. The Patriots come storming all the way down the field. And then the Patriots end up going for a 2-point conversion after a touchdown. And luckily, they end up getting called for a hold. And then it was back at the 11-yard line. So they end up going for it again. And they don't get it. So now it's a 5-point game. And what do the Philadelphia Eagles have? They have 3 to 4 minutes left. All they have to do is run out the clock. They got to run out the clock. The game's over. And this is on Jalen Hurts. Look, I'm happy that he is the franchise quarterback of this team. I think he's going to shake off the rust because Jalen Hurts missed a couple of great wide open throws in this game. He missed a couple of looks as well. We'll talk about Dallas Goedert not even getting a damn target. But Dallas Goedert was wide open a couple times down the field. Jalen Hurts didn't see him. But Jalen Hurts made a crucial mistake. And I don't even know if I can pin it on him, but I have to a little bit. To me, it's more so on Brian Johnson. I feel like we saw 85 million designed runs for Jalen Hurts today. That cannot happen. But Jalen Hurts tucks it. He runs up the gut. Boom. Head on. Knocks it out. Fumble with 3.5 to go. A better team is going to make you pay for that mistake. The New England Patriots are not that good of a team. They came out hungry. They will come out disciplined being under Bill Belichick. But a better team is going to make you pay. They're going to score off the turnover, and it's not going to be, all pretty like it is right now in terms of getting a W. So Jalen Hurts cannot do that. And then the Eagles get the ball back. They're running the clock down. 2 minutes to go. They're at the 44. It's 4th and 2. Why are you going for it on 4th and 2? I understand. They want to get the first. They want to seal the deal, win the game. Your offense has not been able to put anything together in this game to make me confident in the fact that you can convert a 4th and 2. And what do? You throw an incomplete pass about 7 yards. You give it right back to the Patriots. They come down the field. Here we go. People are sweating. They get down. They convert one. They convert another one. They're down near the red zone. Another 4th down. Couple penalties. 4th and 11. New England throws it. And honestly, the guy almost made a hell of a catch. But his second foot was out. And the Eagles squeak by. But there is no reason that this game should have came down to that. I know I'm ranting here. At the end of the day, a week 1 win is always good. It's good to start off on a good foot. There's always upsets that happen in week 1. You look at Joe Burrow today, what do you have, 80 passing yards? You look at Kirk Cousins, who got upset by Baker Mayfield. There are upsets that happen. However, these things must be corrected. And to me, it wasn't even a rust type of thing. Maybe they were a little bit rusty from not playing in the preseason, but they did the same thing last year. They did the same thing a year before under Nick Sirianni. To me, this is all on coaching. The coaching was not on the same page. And after week 1, let me know in the chat right now, scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you with the Eagles play calling? Brian Johnson needs to wake up. You got Jalen Hurts, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. You got Kenny Gainwell, who disappeared after the first quarter. You got DeAndre Swift. What the hell are you doing with all these little quarterback runs? These quarterback design runs with Jalen Hurts. This isn't 2 years ago, buddy. You got Dallas Goedert. You didn't use him today. Dallas Goedert didn't get 1 target in this game. Are you kidding me? Devontae, had, what do you have, 7 catches. AJ had 7. He still had 80 yards. AJ Brown wasn't used for 85% of this game, and he still had a hell of a day. He had the best day of any Eagles wide receiver. And if you used AJ in the first half, he probably goes for $150. My point is that this game should not have been nearly as close as it was. It should not have been this close whatsoever, and you cannot rely on this against a better team. The play calling was terrible. The play calling was absolutely terrible. This Eagles team has big hopes. This Eagles team is talented enough to make another run this season. In fact, they have to this season. They have to. So at the end of the day, you can't come out here and play like you don't want to reveal all your tricks. That's what I felt like watching this game. I felt like the Eagles had all these cool, pretty toys that they just got for Christmas, and they kept them all in their little bag. They didn't bring any out. Where was the creativity in this game? Where was the misdirection? Where was the guys in motion? None of it. None of it. They just played such a vanilla game plan, and it looked like they went out and ran the same 6 plays the entire game. And on the defensive side of the ball, man, one positive today was Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter was fantastic. I knew he would have an amazing game. I predicted him to have a breakout game in his first NFL game. He got his first sack near the end of the game, but he must have pressured Mac Jones at least 5 times that I can remember. He must have pressured Mac Jones 5 times. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say it loud and clear for you, okay? Jalen Carter is going to be an absolute stud. In fact, he already is after 1 game in the NFL. We saw 3 snaps in preseason. He was dominating. He did the same thing today. Now, again, the Patriots were down 3 offensive linemen, actually. If you take Riley Reif into consideration, they were down a starting corner. But what did Jalen Carter do? He absolutely dominated. That's what I like to see. I thought Desai brought a couple blitzes on 3rd down late in the game. Would I have liked to see more pressure? Yeah, but it was working. It was working in the first half. However, come 3rd quarter, the Eagles looked like they forgot how to tackle. You got Ezekiel Elliott out here making plays. I mean, in the first quarter, you jump right out of the gate and you go down, you score 3. It's pouring rain. I'll take the points at that point to begin the season. And then Darius Slay comes out and shot at the big play Slay, shot at the Howie Roseman for bringing him back to the squad. He makes a huge pick six, 70 yards. On the next play, Zeke fumbles. It feels like the Eagles are about to blow this thing wide open, and they should have. They should have. But, man, I mean, everything went dead after the Eagles jumped up 16-0. Now, one player that I didn't even mention. Who's your player of the game? Give me your thoughts. My player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, is Jake Elliott, 1,020%. If the Eagles have another kicker in this game, they do not win the game. So let's give some kudos to Jake Elliott.